This is an example of inspecting for your queen pattern. This hive is in 1, 2, 3, 4 mediums, and the top 2 are honey. But you can tell from looking down that the population is not what it should be, especially that she's carrying 2 mediums of honey. This hive, from just the population, says either she went through a swarm and has a new queen, or she's a queen that's about to fail and you're going to lose what little bit of a colony you have left. So I pulled a frame, and if I can get it in the light, this is a good example that this does not have a good pattern. So here you are, new beekeeper, and I say, oh, if you see eggs, you're fine. You're queened. Yes, this has a queened hive. This is queen right. There's eggs, there's larvae, and there's capped brood, but there is absolutely not enough capped brood, and there's no grouping, a healthy grouping of pattern. So, for example, here is a little bit of capped, but right there should be more capped, and then concentrically in some area, even if it's on one side or the other, there should be then larva, one step down, and then younger and younger till you get eggs. This frame has eggs, it has larvae, it has larvae about 5 days old, it has larvae about 8 days old, and then it's got cap, but it's not in any pattern. It's very random. There's not enough nurse bees. Yikes. Okay, so the other thing is that these are VSH girls. They're supposed to be pulling larvae, and they've stopped because they don't have the workforce to do it. So I see uncapped larvae just lingering. Not only are they supposed to uncap it, but they're supposed to drag it out. They haven't done that, so she's way behind in her maintenance, her hive maintenance. So this is not just one hive, or one frame. So this is one side, this is the other side, and like I said, there's not enough of a pattern and the population itself. So I went in and I grabbed the queen. I find the queen and I grabbed her. Now, she could have been a virgin, but even virgins, they'll lay the whole frame of eggs. They'll have even a better pattern. Just because they're new doesn't mean they won't have a fairly good pattern, but you definitely see it better after about 10 days to 3 weeks. You see their pattern. So I grabbed the queen, and there she is, and she's marked. And she's just, I'm going to throw her in a nuke and get what I can off of her until I have to put her in the freezer. But she's not maintaining this hive. So what do? Well, I took her out a minute ago, and here is a 2020 queen. I just marked her and she decided to wipe it all over the cage. Now, these girls are ready, I imagine, for a new queen. So if I put it down, we'll see just where they are. Generally, the hive is not happy with a queen that lays but not very productively. And you can see they're not immediately mad at her. They're not curling abdomens. But nevertheless, I have to move on to other hives. And I'd prefer them to get to know her and I don't lose a month's worth of work in making a queen. So I'm just going to open it up and let them take her. But you can see by their actions, they're pretty happy that they're going to get a new laying queen. If I had the time and I would let her go queenless over 24 hours, I'd do a direct release. I don't have time. There she is. Tighten her up a little bit. There you go. They're still pretty happy because they're on me and they're not stinging. So requeen your hives, but do it based on her actions or inactions. Don't just do it every year because she hasn't hit her stride. The queen will last definitely two years very well. Replace her in the 3rd year, or just going into the 3rd year. So, but you could actually have her. I've had queens last a long time. So